Hello, I'm Artifacts of Mars. I want to talk about prepping and how it's looked upon not favorably in our society. Then I have a special treat for you. I'm going to show you something, a little prepping experiment that I did. I think you're going to enjoy that. Mindset of the doomsday preppers. How and why they're prepared. Now, one of the things I've seen claimed is these are all leftists. Wrong. I'm not a leftist. The phenomenon of doomsday prepping has gained significant attention in fictional media over the years, especially in times of political instability, like now, economic uncertainty, like now, and environmental crises. More and more Americans, it seems, are preparing for the worst. This post delves into what drives individuals to prepare for catastrophic events. How are they preparing for uncertain times? And what do they actually believe the future holds? Nothing good right now, as far as I'm concerned. Why doomsdayers prepare? With the current volatile and vast division going on in the U.S. over the upcoming election, I don't know what election that was, people are worried and they're preparing. They worry that an incompetent federal government run by ineptitude of various types will botch the humanitarian response to a predictable disaster. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. But this is just one of a growing number of people on both sides, the political divide, who are preparing for the possibility of a disastrous collapse of society. So doomsday preppers. That was my phone going off. There's a relatively small but growing segment of Americans who would consider themselves preppers. People prepared to survive without government assistance during disasters. Those disasters could encompass anything from major storms to widespread looting sparked by election anger. Or in our case, we got screwed by Trump by his going into the Middle East and attacking Iran and causing us all sorts of trouble. I'm not going to go over all this, but here's what my problem is. Like, I have my bank all riled up because I'm prepping. They don't like that. Of course, they don't admit it's about prepping. But when I start buying prepping supplies, what do? They call it fraud. That's right. Prepping has been called fraud, at least by some. And that really pisses me off, but I can't do anything about it. Well, I can do something. I'm going to start surreptitiously moving my money to a different source, shall we say, and that way I can spend my own money on what matters to me, which is getting ready for the Trump apocalypse, which is only just beginning. There isn't going to be any agreement. I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'd rather have egg on my face and have nothing to eat, so I don't think so. So, psychological motivations, psychology behind doomsday prepping is complex and multifaceted. At its core, often stems from deep-seated desire for control in an increasingly unpredictable world. Yeah, we want to be able to eat and have a place to live. Preppers are typically motivated by a combination of fear, survival instincts, and sense of responsibility toward themselves and their families. Fear and anxiety, many preppers experience a heightened sense of anxiety about the future. Well, in my case, if Trump hadn't attacked Iran and gotten us into a mess, I'd be in pretty good shape right now. I paid off my mortgage and Trump does that, so I'm right back where I started. Even worse. Survival instincts. For some, prepping is a natural extension of human survival instinct. The idea of being self-sufficient and able to protect oneself and loved ones in times of crisis is deeply ingrained in human psychology. Control and autonomy. In a world where many aspects of life feel beyond individual control, because they are, prepping offers a sense of autonomy. By stockpiling supplies and preparing for worst-case scenarios, preppers believe they are taking control of destiny and not relying on external systems that could fail. Yeah. Community and identity. Prepping can also be driven by a sense of belonging and identity. Many preppers are part of communities, both offline and online, where they share knowledge, resources, and support. The sense of community reinforces their beliefs and provides a social network that validates their concerns. So here's my suggestion. One thing you can do for prepping will help you out. I would go to the grocery stores, dollar stores, what have you, and buy, cheap cans of vegetables. They'll last you a long time. And just keep stocking up and stocking up. That's one thing you can do. I've been trying to grow my own stuff, and the bank put an end to my attempt to buy a hydroponics system. They called it fraud, because I was trying to buy a hydroponics system with my own money. It turns out that company's not terribly reliable, so I'm going to have to look for another company. But I have to first find a workaround. I'm going to have to siphon off money from my main account and put it in a different account that'll allow me to buy things with my own money. It's unbelievable. So, your bank, if you prep and you do it online, your bank's liable to get into it with you. They did with me, that's all I know. But go in the grocery store, leave your phone in your car. This is important, because they can tell what you're buying. And pay cash only. Do not use shopper club cards. I hate to sound paranoid, but you are being monitored. I've been monitored before. I was doing some UFO stuff, and I used to have a white van sitting out across the road from me, and it's a busy road. Really isn't any good parking there. As soon as I would head out to my mailbox, that van would be out of there. And that happened again and again. So you are being watched. And if you're prepping, you are asking to be watched. They don't like that. It shows you don't have confidence in the government, which is true. I don't. Trump was elected to keep us out of crap like Iran. Now we're screwed. Very little chance we can get out of this without severe damage to our own country. Alright, so I promised I have a little goodie to show you. This is a prepping experiment. 1 second. What you're seeing here is on Tyranny Watch. That's my chat group. What you're seeing here is a jar of mostly dandelion greens. There's also plantain. Both of those weeds are edible. You have to know what you're doing. You go picking the wrong plant and you're going to be dead. But dandelion greens and plantain are edible. I'm also planning on harvesting, they're not quite ready yet, ragweed, which is supposed to be edible if you're not allergic to it. And goldenrod, burdock. There's one or two others. Point here is, what you want to do is start prepping, learn how to rely some on wild foods, like you see here. You can buy these jars somewhere. You used to be able to buy them in the dollar store. I don't see them now. Here's the procedure for doing this. Get in one of those slow cookers, crock pot type things. Put water in it. Put your greens in it after you've harvested them. And in this state, apples are abundant. Put those in the pot. Apples, you don't really need to put any water in there. The greens should. Put them in the pot. I would let them just simmer on low for 24 hours in the slow cooker. Then you scoop them out and put them in these jars. They used to be called mason jars. I don't know what they're called now, but put them in the jar. And you put the lid on. You have to leave a little space, like an inch up at the top. And you leave a little space in there, put the lid on about after it starts grabbing, maybe go a quarter turn past that. You don't want to wrench it on or anything like that. Just hand tight. And then you put them in boiling water. Try to keep it a little bit above the boiling water line. And let them boil for maybe half an hour. Half, 3/4 of an hour. Then take them out and let them cool off, and that's it. And they're really convenient to use. They'll last you a long time, and you'll have your food there. Not sumptuous, but in an emergency, it'll keep you alive. So I put this jar on the roof of my car so you can see it. As dandelion greens with a small amount of plantain. Both are edible. Dandelion greens, from what I understand, are highly nutritious. You have to know what you're doing. Don't pop some weed in your mouth without knowing what it is and what it does. Because you can wind up killing yourself doing that. But, this is a good idea. I'm trying to learn how to live off land because you might have to. Don't know what's going to happen in this Middle East situation, but we have trouble, folks. It's that simple. And I don't think there's going to be any agreement. I seriously doubt it. Anyway, that's it. Well, thank you for your kind attention. Get out there, get prepping, pay cash when you can. If you can get the stuff locally, pay cash, leave your phone in your car. Do not use a shopper club card. And harvest those wild greens. I harvested these right from my own lawn. People probably thought I was crazy, but that's okay. That's their problem. Anyway, that's it. I'm Artifacts of Mars. Appreciate your watching.